Hey fellas, Onus here, and welcome back to With a Y, and today I have something for you that has made the not-existent skin on my robot body crawl. I don't know why I installed those synapses, because stuff like this shows me it was a bad idea. From CrimeNet, I don't actually know if this is a crime or not, but this Japanese pen is currently going viral for containing a real parasitic worm living in herbal oil. I'm gonna give a general warning for gross stuff that makes your skin, like, want to come off your body so it can get away from whatever it is you're forcing it to look at. I'm gonna be honest, dude, that feels like more than one parasitic worm living in that herbal oil. The fact that there's, like, really casual just laughter and conversation happening in the background while this is, like, near any of them, like, I don't know how you keep your cool. If I was in the same room with this thing, I think I might, like, freak a little bit or, like, have to find the first excuse I can to just leave. What even, like, causes you to think of this as a thing that you should make? Today I will put some parasites in the torment nexus and use it to write a diary entry about my crush at work. Now, I admit I am a bit brain rotted because the first thing that came to mind was like, I know weed's illegal in Japan. How the fuck is smoking this shit legal then? Like, how are you able to make a vanity Benjamin, like, with worms inside of it? And then I realized it's a literal pen. I am so utterly fucking fried in maybe the most literal way possible. I don't even smoke that much these days, but, like, that is what my brain jumped to. And I'm like, yeah, when I was in high school, I knew some guys who probably would have tried this shit. Naturally, this got, like, a lot of reactions out of Twitter. If it didn't, we probably wouldn't be covering it on here, but I think the most common refrain was that, yeah, this is some shit straight out of Resident Evil. This is the kind of shit a Resident Evil villain carries around and stabs themselves with before transforming into a giant meat blob with lots of eyes to shoot at. And this is very true. Like, I just recently have been making my way through the Resident Evil games. I'm mostly focused on, like, the Leon story right now. Like, I'm a few hours into Resident Evil 2. I gotta pick it back up again. I've just been really caught up with work and taxes. But, like, even if you haven't played the games, you've probably seen cutscenes from the games, just in meme formats, where this literal exact thing happens. Exactly as described. Thank you, Johnny, for putting it on the tin. The replies were fucking killing me. Just shit like, it escaped. And this particular fear of, well, what happens when it gets out, man? Like, what do we do then? It's a parasitic worm that apparently can just wreck your shit. Like, this is not a pen that I would bring with me on trips or out in public or to the workplace. This is the diary pen where I write down all my darkest thoughts and then, like, really look at what I've done and what the implement I used to do it was. It's the sort of shit you gotta deep real hard and then, like, consider what kind of man you are that you decided to, A, buy a pen with living worms inside of it while you write, and specifically for the purpose of putting down ink to paper. Do you have a bad habit of chewing your pen and you want to stop? Then do I have a product for you? Dude, anything that I, like, have to bring my mouth to, I chew on. I chew on straws. I chew on forks, plastic ones that I get from, like, fast food places. At least when it's plastic, I'm just denting the fork instead of the metal ones you have at home where it just chips your teeth. I chewed on pencils all throughout school and, like, even, like, what I'm writing these days on the rare occasion that I'm not typing and I'm actually using pen and paper. I am nibbling the bit on that, and unfortunately, I don't think that this is a pen that would break that habit. I think this would just be the last time I get to indulge in it before I have, like, a life-ending hospital bill after, like, I inevitably get infected by this shit. Somebody go get Leon. A lot of the quote tweets were just Resident Evil posting about the whole thing. Really understandably, like, it's the first thought pretty much anybody's gonna have about this if they're familiar with the franchise. I just cannot understand the thought process to make something as cursed as this. I'd be worried that motherfucker crawl through the pores of my skin. I don't even have skin, dude. This shit is metal. Like, this could, like, break skulls easily, and I'm still worried about that fucking organic thing getting inside of me. Imagine keeping this in your pocket and the worms escape and crawl into your penis. Why would I want to imagine that? Why did you make me imagine that, dude? I don't even have a dick, bro. I'm flat down there. Metal chassis for maximum protection. Like, what are we doing? Don't give me that crying, laughing face at the end of it, man. There's nothing whimsical about this. Like, you're just, like, worrying me, like, very, very much. A point a lot of people brought up is that I don't know what circumstances this particular parasitic worm lives in regularly, but if you're just stuck inside a pen like this with, like, several of you, and your boy's just kind of stuck in there like it's the trash compactor from the original Star Wars Wars movie. There's no way that a live parasite in the pen marketing sting lasts for long. Like, they have to die really quick in there, like a few days at max. Just imagine when they die, start decaying and fermenting, then the pen randomly explodes. Just stanky dead parasite juice everywhere. Like, we already established that this is not a pen you really want to take out with you. Like, why would you have this in your pocket or your bag and then, like, bring it out to places? You can't take this to work. You don't want to explain why your fucking pen is moving. Like, I'd lie and say some shit like, oh, it's a digital screen, there's like a tiny battery near it, and then call it like a fake. This is an at-home pen. Like, you need to keep this around your belongings in your living space. That's like the only acceptable place to use the pen because no one else is around to know that you have it. Which is why it's still fucking me up that this is apparently in a room with multiple people with background conversations going on that this was recorded in. Imagine dropping this at work and the worms get everywhere. Yeah, like, you just can't bring it to work, dude. That is the whole ethos. If this was in your bag and it just exploded while it was in there, it's like, oh, well, there goes, like, my wallet, my fucking ID, my keys, my phone, never touching any of them ever again. I gotta just, like, burn the bag in a gigantic bonfire and then hope without any of my identification documents I can get replacements for the shit that I need to live, like, a day-to-day normal life. The Umbrella Corporation 5-year work anniversary present. And you know what? That's like one boon I can give to it. This shit would work as like a fictional concept for a really fucked up workplace. Like, this would be a gag gift you might give to somebody at the SCP Foundation. If you worked in like the medical field where you specifically focus on like treating parasitic infections, imagine giving one of your coworkers this as like a thank you gift for the decade of work they've done in saving lives. Here's everything you've ever fought to like stop people from dying from in a pen. Now you can use them to like write notes on the work you're doing to kill the things inside the pen. You have people taking this honestly a lot better than I think I'm physically capable of. Like, this dude was just so casual about his hypothetical. This would be fun for like a few days and then they just die. So like, I don't know, seems kind of pointless. Also, what if it breaks? I think of it like however any pen breaks, where, oh well, I'll just move on to the next one. I'm not really an ink replacing kind of guy. I just move on and discard it like a toy I don't use anymore. But this one, there's biological fallout. Like, you'd probably get your entire neighborhood quarantined for a bit if it found, especially if you're like in America or a country that's not Japan. Like, I assume that this is a parasite native to there. Congrats, you just released like a invasive species into whatever local ecosystem that you live near, man. Does it make the ink really good, or is this just for fun? Taking it back to the Benjamin question, like, what kind of high would this give you? It's like if you were smoking weed and then, like, you know, maybe you like green out a little bit, like you have too much, but then instead of like maybe still being high the next day, you now just have like really strange abdominal pains that you can't describe. It's like, oh, it must have been the weird fucking pen I hit last night with the living worms moving inside of it, infecting the goddamn oil I was putting in my lungs. I have no idea how that got inside of there, man. It's a mystery to me. It's like, how could have this have happened? We already had a guy talking about, what if these things got into my penis on accident, and then giggling about it. Apparently, it's nice to know this is an equal genital opportunity thing that people think about, but imagine keeping this in your pocket and the worms escape and crawl into your pussy. I don't know what the emotional or tone implication here. I need a tone indicator, man. I'm a robot. This shit don't come naturally to me. But it almost reads as like, oh, wait, what if that like felt good? And I'm like, I don't think it would. Again, with the size of them, you might not feel it at all until they're like literally ripping your innards out in a decidedly unsexy way. You're thinking too much, girl? Maybe y'all not thinking enough. I'd be like, whatever this is. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't think that's an appropriate reaction, or if you were making those noises, it would not be for the reasons that you're imagining right now. I'm certain that this is a bit, but like, come on, guys, we don't need to be putting worms in our orifices. Like, that's the whole point. Aw, fuck, guys, I mixed up the indica cart and the Japanese parasitic worm pen again. Fuck, dude, this sucks. You had some people saying, like, this is like what causes fandom brain rot. This is what they make you inject into your brain when you sign up to watch The Pit. You just get, like, the literal brain worms. And on that note, RFK breaking these open to eat them like pixie sticks, man. I still love the idea that RFK is just a gigantic mech suit for the brain worm he got, and it's literally just, like, moving him to make the American public as unhealthy as possible so that more parasites can infect the most amount of people. If nothing else, you have to respect the long-haul planning that would go into a project like that. This is that Attack of the Clones bounty hunter bullshit. Oh, dude, the Cosmonaut clip where he's talking about all the layers of separation between, like, Palpatine trying to kill Senator Amidala. He goes to Dooku, who goes to Jango Fett, who goes to the shape-shifting assassin, who goes to the robot, who creates a parasite, who then themselves tries to kill Padme. Why the hell did I call her Senator Amidala like she's actually a real-world figure who I have to worry about the political decisions of? Motherfucker, that's Jackie Kennedy. It's Natalie Portman. What am I talking about? We've talked about sneaking in your dick. We've talked about sneaking in your hypothetical pussy. I think the only one we haven't touched on is putting this in my ass. Hashtag gay. You know what? I'll give you that. It is a little gay to even think about this as a possibility, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, dude, I like to think that I smoked straight bullshit sometimes, but even this is like a little far for me. Oh, that's all I got. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @withAY. That email's in the description if you guys want to send me any video topics. Anyways, piss off.